Yabona abantu abasupporta uJulius Malema noma iqembu le-EFF. uJulius Malema mayesekhulume into engahambelani nabantu be-South Africa noma esekhuluma umbhedo wakhe, uzobezwa sebethi school is important. Abasazi ukuthi bazomdefenda bethini. Ungabezwa sebethi school is important. Yabona lo baba lo, iSouth Africa akayithandi ngenhliziyo yakhe yonke. And uMalema iSouth Africa before kade eyithanda ngenhliziyo yakhe yonke. Eyidefender futhi. Uqala kokonakala kwezinto uMalema njengoba ezonda abantu base-KZN kangaka, ukufomeka kweqembu le-MK Party la iqumba phansi i-EFF yaze yathola 2% e-KZN. From lapho abantu base-KZN akaphindanga wayithanda i-KZN, wajikela ne-South Africa, waba yimbuka, wambukela kubantu bokuhamba, wamukela iy'mali zama-foreigner, manje u-against abantu base-South Africa. Kodwa ukuqala kokuhamba kwengqondo kwaqala ukuhamba ngesikhathi ethole 2% eSouth Africa ngoba kwafomeka i-MK and then yamthathela abantu akade besupporta i-EFF. Njengamanje lezi ikhotha mdidi ezisupport uMalema, ikhotha mdidi wakhe zibhizi la ku-social media, ithuka wonke umuntu osuke ekhuluma ama-fact ngoMalema ukuthi uMalema akabathanda abantu base-South Africa. uMalema umdayisi, uMalema umkhohlisi, uMalema uphaka impi between Limpopo and KZN people. Ubhizi lempi yakhe nje lokho eyiphaka, uyayiphaka ukuthi thina abantu base-KZN silwe nabantu base-Limpopo. Lapha kulomsuzo wento ekade wenzile lapha, uzotshela abantu base-Limpopo ukuthi thina abantu base-KZN sizobashaya ngoba bamnyama. Indlela ufuna ukuthi ebenze ukuthi besibone thina abantu base-KZN njengabantu ababi, uyayiphaka impela lento yakho. Anganoma niyakhumbula inkulumo kaMalema ukuthi ndawo yabantu bakwaZulu Natal engabafuni ngempela ngakhona, wakwakhipha istatement ukuthi Zulu people must go back to KZN. Kusho umholi njalo, wathi Zulu people must go to KwaZulu Natal, beshiye iJohannesburg in peace. Umholi onjani loyo? Amasimba lento, akusiyo umuntu lo. Usejikela iSouth Africa ngoba usejikela iKZN ngoba wabona isupport engayitholanga, ethola 2%. Wabona ke manje ukuthi iqembu lishona phansi, usemukela izimali zama-foreign, useyimbuku, usethengiwe, against abantu base-South Africa. Kodwa isilima nomsunu noma udoti usakutshela ukuthi uzovotela uMalema, ezokutshela ukuthi gcina school is important. Yini ngicela ukubuza, yini uJulius Malema angayenza yenzela abantu base-South Africa ezingathi thina siyajabula ukuthi nawo uMalema mangathiwa kuvuka upresident angeke abulale ilizwe liqede nya? Umuntu engicabanga ukuthi angakwazi ukuthi avotele uJulius Malema umuntu obenefitayo kwi-EFF. Angeke ngimbize lo muntu ngesilima ngoba uzobenzela isisu sakhe. Kodwa nje an ordinary voter njengami ukuthi ngivotela amasimba lawa, if EFF impilo wenza uzama ngayo yonke indlela ukuthi ayiphake impi yabantu base-KZN nabantu base-Limpopo. Uzama ngayo yonke indlela ukuthi sixabane nabantu sake sathi sobashaya thina abantu base-Limpopo, sake saba nenkinga nini. Kodwa yena ngaso sonke isikhathi njengoba sezibathi nje bamnyama, ingoba ubafunza lo mqondo wakhe obolile okudla izimali zama-Nigeria, njengoba eshilungizwe emchunu zokudla izimali zoma zasekuruleni na zonke izinto. Uzama ukubafunza ingqondo ukuthi thina abantu base-Limpopo asibathandi ukuze belwe nathi. Akusiyo umdayisi lo, amasimba lawo, akusumholi lo, umdayisi okugcina. Into yambulala ingqondo, wabulala ukufoma kwe-MK KZN eze ethola 2%, evele iKZN engayithandi. So decide ukuthi manje azama indlela yokusiqhatha ke manje people of KwaZulu Natal must go back to Natal. Into ayisho Malema njengamanje usezama ngayo yonke indlela ukuthi asiqhathe nabantu abase-Limpopo thina abantu base-KZN. Ongeke uze kwenzeke, esethanda efisa ngisho ngaze ebhoshe. Sibekile okhethweni, sifuna ukubona mfoka Malema ukuthi uzothola amaphesenti amangakanani msunu.
You see, when I saw the video of Julius on the issue of illegal immigration, it worried me that he was so passionate about addressing the marches that have been going on and not necessarily addressing the concerns of South Africans, but addressing and insulting the characters that have been spearheading the marches. Number one, look, I understand anything Julius that does not make Julius a celebrity and that he's not a leader of, he will stand against because he wants to be the hero of everything in South Africa. But I'm concerned that a man running to be a president of a particular country, wanting to be seen as a person who cares about the well-being of the country, is quick to attack the citizens of the country who believe they are fighting to protect their country against illegality. Not against Africans, against illegality, the maneuvering of systems, the entering of a country illegally, the counterfeit goods that are being sold, drugs that have been killing our children. You are not addressing the concerns of South African. So why would I not believe when somebody says Julius is a sellout?
Hey, yazi yamhlungu inhliziyo yami bafowethu. Yamhlungu ngendlela eyisimanga pretending about iy'nkulumo zikaJulius Malema, guys. Julius Malema fethu, I'm so disappointed in Julius Malema, and I wish I could go back and erase everything that Malema have said, like go parliament and stuff. Ithatha njengomuntu oyikhathalelayo iSouth Africa cha anginjalo. Guys, uJulius Malema ukwazi ukuthi our parents are unskilled. What they know is to drink impeso the dailies. Ukwazi ukusho lokho uJulius Malema. Yo, ukwazi ukusho lokho uJulius Malema. Into engiphatha kabi kakhulu is because i-EFF, i-majority ye-EFF, i-youth, and i-youth ngoba ilapha ifila ngazi ukuthi because most of youth they are following i-media, and ifila ngazi ukuthi i-EFF is fighting for South Africa. Ibuka kakhulu TikTok, whereas the EFF they are raising about points are vital for South Africa. Yabo, you see, ibuka ukuthi EFF is the better political party that they can go and hide to. Whereas sekusicacela ukuthi no, this guy akakaza sithanda. The real Malema is the Julius Malema we know that was posting long time ago, about 2011. That was the Malema that was once in the heart of our youth, noma in the heart of South Africa as large. Yabo. So Julius Malema ukwazi ukuthi abazali bethu aba unskilled. What they know impeso the the same parent abazali ngane bayikhulisa kanzima bazisa ema-varsity, and most of the students that are supporting the EFF student command are students now that are coming from poor background, that are coming from the same poverty. We have so many illegal foreigners like South Africa that are taking over our job, that are doing as they please, that are killing our brothers, are killing everything by our drugs. So those parents abazali abayisingane ezikoleni, they know unemployment, baphila ngamatoho laba bantu. They know ubuhlungu ukuthi kunjani uhlala ekhaya ungekho employed. Majority of the students that are voting for EFF, but it is fast, which means abazali babo, even if bayasebenza, but they don't earn that much. So they are pushing their kids to the varsity, and then the guys are born to know the same political party we can vote for is EFF student command. And then Malema ubuya uzothi labo bazali abazilutho, aba unskilled. Hey, Malema, we are sitting at more than 30% unemployment rate like South Africa. More than 30%. I'm not talking about I'm talking about permanent workers. They are more than 30%. If it's Julius Malema, abazali bethu noma group of unskilled people uthini, because labo bazali basifundisile. Most of us are sitting at home, they are not working. We have skills, we have IT skills, we have our skills about technology, we have serious skills. We even had the case whereby our doctors they were marching because of the unemployment. But you go to ibhedlela, you find ama-doctors ama-foreigners. Besides ama-doctors, you go to varsity, most of our lecturers are foreign nationals, and they are not teaching something that is so hard that we can't even teach as South Africans. Most of them are illegal I mean, they are foreigners, which is not a scarce skill. That is a job that is there to be taken by a South African citizen, or by a South African born citizen. Umuntu wala eSouth Africa. Yayibona nto le. So yonke lento ayenzeki, but abantu bezositshela ukuthi our parents are unskilled, including us phela, because sizalwa ubaqaba aphuza iy'telezi abhezike iy'telezi ney'pesu, according to him. This guy have insulted us big time. And then politicians feels like they are the one who are owning South Africa. South Africa is not for politicians. South Africa is not for EFF. South Africa is not for ANC. It's not for ICATA. It's not for all those political parties. It's not for them. South Africa is for the people of South Africa. So as far as Utaba foreigners, because they got those bases, they got our support. They are there where they are because of us. And then they come to us, they talk shit out of our parents. We can't stand that, guys. I feel like Ubaleba, agasiboni at all, including those people who are defending him. Because very much because they are benefiting from his system corrupt and yokuthi sivula ama-borders ngene abantu beze la eSouth Africa. Why we don't go that side and unite go Zimbabwe? Why South Africa can unite kwelinye country? Because we are sick and tired, like for real. We are seriously sick and tired of illegal foreign national. Yabo. So I'm very disappointed in you, Julius Malema. I'm full video. You and your kids and those corrupt people that you are with, the politics. I'm very disappointed in you. And for me, I don't give respect to people who don't give respect to our parents. Which means all those verses that are going up running on the streets, and the guns are the skilled kids, should be with the right to labor and certain politicians that are benefiting from the tax that we pay as South African people. So I'm very sick and tired of this guy.
Mr. Malema, how do you let people you refuse to listen to? How do you defend a reality you do not live in? And how do you speak so loudly about unity yet remain so silent about the suffering of your own citizens? Because right now, South Africans are not just listening to you. They are watching you. They are watching you closely. They are also analyzing every word, every silence, and every contradiction. The more you speak, the more questions arise. You speak passionately about this idea of one Africa, a borderless continent where movement is free and borders mean nothing. It sounds powerful in speeches. It sounds inspiring on stages. But in reality, it sounds detached, disconnected from what ordinary South Africans face every single day. Because while you are preaching unity, South Africans are dealing with the consequences. And here is the truth that many are no longer afraid to say plainly. You live in a very secure place, surrounded by security guards who protect you all the time. You do not walk the streets of Johannesburg fearing that your belongings might be stolen. Your children go to private schools, far removed from the conditions many South Africans enjoy. You are paid using taxpayers' money, the very same taxpayers who are directly affected by illegal immigration and the issues that come with it. You do not queue at overcrowded public clinics. You do not compete for scarce jobs. You do not live in communities where lawlessness is becoming normal. So when you speak, you are not speaking from experience. You are speaking from distance, and that distance is not small. It is massive. It is the distance between leadership and reality, because the reality on the ground is harsh and it is getting worse. Let me ask you questions directly. You're gonna forgive me. I am used to debating. Let me ask you questions directly. If one Africa is truly your belief, where are other African leaders standing beside you? Where are the presidents of other nations calling for open borders? Why are countries across Africa still enforcing their immigration laws strictly? Why are their borders protected but ours must be opened? Are they all wrong and you are right? Or is it possible that they understand something you refuse to acknowledge? That without control, there is no stability. And without stability, there is no country but chaos. And if you believe so strongly in a borderless Africa, why are you not fighting for that in other countries? Why is your voice not as loud in their parliaments, in their streets, or in their policies? Why is your activism selective? Why must South Africa always be the experiment? Why must South Africa always be the ones expected to sacrifice while others protect their own interests? Because what you are asking for is not unity, it is imbalance. And imbalance always comes at a cost, and that cost is being paid by ordinary South Africans. And there is your silence, a silence that is no longer noticeable but deeply concerning. When South Africans raise concerns about illegal immigration, you respond immediately. You challenge them, you criticize them, you position yourself against them. But when South Africans are victims, when they are when they are targeted, attacked, or pushed out of their own businesses, your voice disappears. Too quiet. Why? Let us talk about something that is recent, something that exposed your silence even more clearly. A South African man, Mazwi, was kidnapped. Mazwi, sorry for mispronunciation. Mazwi was kidnapped. A situation linked to tension around spaza shops and foreign nationals. Communities were alarmed. South Africans marched. People demanded answers. People demanded leadership. And where were you? Silent. No outreach, no agency, no leadership. But the moment Mazwi was found, suddenly you had a voice. Suddenly you had something to say. And what did you do with that moment? You went online and suggested that he orchestrated his own kidnapping. That is not leadership. That is reckless. What kind of a leader speaks before facts are established? What kind of a leader chooses speculation over solidarity? What kind of a leader questions the victim instead of addressing the situation? Even more importantly, what exactly is your business with foreign nationals? Why are you always quick to defend them but slow to stand with South Africans? What are you gaining? Because right now it looks like you are more concerned with protecting a narrative than protecting your own people. It looks like you are siding with those who are simply asking for order. And that raises a very uncomfortable question. Who are you really fighting for? Because South Africans are not fighting Africans. They are fighting illegal entry. They are fighting over organized crimes. They are fighting the erosion of order in their own communities, and yet you frame them as the problem? What exactly are South Africans doing wrong by demanding that laws be enforced? What is wrong with the citizens wanting their country to function? What is wrong with people saying enough is enough? Every nation in the world enforces its borders. Every serious government. How many times did I say that? Every serious government protects its people. Yet when South Africans demand the same, they are made to feel guilty. Why? Why are South Africans expected to tolerate what no other country would accept? Let us stop avoiding reality. Let's talk about what is actually happening. Not slogans, not theories, but reality. Hijacked buildings turning into crime hubs, drug dealing happening openly, prostitution and human trafficking spreading, communities becoming unrecognizable and unsafe. People are afraid in their own neighborhoods. These are not exaggerations. These are daily experiences. Families are living with anxiety. And still, you say nothing about these realities. You redirect the conversation. Instead, you attack those who are raising the alarm. Why are you turning a blind eye? Is it because acknowledging these problems would expose the flaws in your own messages? Or is it because it is easier to dismiss South Africans than to confront uncomfortable truth? Because leadership is not about comfort, it is about truth. And right now you are avoiding the truth. And then we must address something that cannot be ignored any longer: your inconsistency. Your past statements told a different story. A story where illegal immigration was recognized as a problem. A story where there was concern. Today, that story has changed. So what changed? Was it principle or was it strategy? Because leadership without consistency, that is not leadership, it is performance. We are actor, it is acting. As Enye Issei goes, and I love this so much, a leader who changes the principle to suit the moment cannot be trusted to lead in the future. And Gunenge Eti, if you stand for everything, you stand for absolutely nothing. Right now, your position feels unclear, unstable, and contradictory. And people are noticing. South Africans are not asking for hatred. They are not asking for division. They are asking for order. They are asking for fairness. They are asking for protection. They are asking for leadership that understands their reality, not leadership that dismisses it. But instead of standing with them, you are standing against them. You are challenging citizens who want a better South Africa while appearing to defend those who do not even respect its laws. And that is where the real problem lies. So let me ask you this clearly, directly, and without an apology. Why are you fighting South Africans for wanting what every other functioning nation already has? Control over its borders, enforcement of its laws, and safety for its people. Why are you more comfortable challenging citizens than confronting lawlessness? Why do you speak about unity but ignore imbalance? Because from where I am standing, from where other South Africans are standing, this does not look like leadership. It looks like distance. It looks like contradiction. It looks like avoidance of responsibility. And to many, it seems as if you are choosing ideology over reality. It looks like you are choosing narrative over your own people. Why?
Hello Mzansi, welcome to Mgosi waseMzansi. More South Africans are coming up for Julius Malema ngemva kwespeech sakhe laseyindile labonakalisa khona adrega abantu base-South Africa protecting and defending ma-foreigners, and balabaningi abazange basithandzele siya speech njengoba abantu bathi sivakalisa kugcelela nanokubukela ama-South Africans phansi. La yakhona uMalema whoever la deliver khona speech these days uyomake sure ukuthi akaqedzi angakadrikanga ama-South Africans, angakawayindativa amancane, praise bantu bokufika la South Africa, awabidinga ama-African brothers and sisters bakhe. And people are saying ukuthi kahle kahle zishani ngalo babi, because uyambona ukuthi akayikhathaleli i-South Africa, into la ikhathaleli bantu bokufika. Lokwenta abantu baze baqabanga ukuthi kusho ukuthi ungezwe bekakhuluma iqiniso makathi uMalema bambhadala 60 million abhadala ama-Nigeria ukuthi awavikele. Awavikele ngiko baze bakhululeke kangakanani, ngeke azale ukaqhubeka nokuba defended enkundleni zokuxhumana. Do comment your thoughts down in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. I'm signing out. Goodbye.